we just basically asked her mom and dad, out of the trades, who makes the most money?
Yeah. When you were writing those checks for the trades, it was like electrical, HVAC, or plumbing. And the plumber did, and he had already been working for the gas company, so he had a lot of that knowledge, and he's just mechanically inclined like that. So literally, that's how we made that decision at that time.
Literally, that's how we made it. They were like, "Oh, easy, the plumber."
And
So I went and got a job plumbing, and
went to the Votech.
Yeah, I
then
did the
got
Votech
a job.
for a while.
Yeah,
Yep.
doing new construction
Yep.
plumbing.
Yeah.
The difference is when you go into the trades and you know you're going to make a career of it. From the very beginning, we said one day
We had the end in mind.
You had a
yeah.
plan.
Yeah, we were looking at the end from the very start.
Yeah.
And knew we're going to have a plumbing company.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's funny to think about that now.
Yeah.
Leslie,
We
what was
knew
your idea
nothing
at that
about
time?
anything.
I mean, we still don't.
I had a degree.
That's why you hire great people.
That's right. I graduated. I had a degree. I was working in oil and gas. That was my, my work history was in oil and gas. And as you know, in Oklahoma, it's just up or down, up or down. Mm-hmm. And I think I had experienced my last layoff while I was pregnant with my youngest. And I thought, I just cannot go through this again. So we decided to start a company.
Decided to start, yeah. In fact, when she was, after she had our little one and was no longer pregnant, you've never gone back to work.
No, and that was really how this was born out of it, is I was like, I cannot do daycare again.
Yeah.
I had to do it with my oldest. It broke my heart. And then when my little one got here.
We already had a company at that point. You just never went back to work.
Right. I had.
Official work. You do work, but it's not.
Right.
I had accepted a job, and I kept pushing back the start date. And it was just, no, we need to figure out how to make this work.
Yeah.
And to tell you the truth, when we started, we were doing new construction under another name. Yeah. We're not profitable in that. We started over, rebranded into residential service, hired a coach, and went into residential service plumbing. And we're in our 4th year of that, and we've grown substantially. And it was a game changer for our family and just what we've been able to do in our community.
It's actually funny. It started with me in a van and her on the phones answering.
Yeah.
From our house.
Yeah.
That's how it started.
Yeah.
And then we realized really quickly, this is not going to work.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
I was like, I remember telling our coach, I cannot work with this guy.
Yeah.
I cannot work with this
She'd
guy.
call me on a job and I'd be like, well, I'm going to be here maybe another hour or so. An hour and 1 minute, I'm getting a phone call. Are you done yet? Where are you? I've got another customer. You need to head there right now.
Our first
I
hire.
can't leave this house to go to that house. Like, that's not how this works.
Our first hire, and we knew immediately, okay, we need to get people between us because,
Yes.
Right.
we're still that way, was hiring someone else to answer the phone and dispatch calls to him to have that buffer in between us.
Yeah.
And it changed everything because immediately she
Yeah.
was like, "Oh, just take your time. I'll call the customer."
I'm going to work on the business while you're working in the business. I'm going to, and that's what I did once we had that first hire, and we just went from there.
And great for your marriage too.
Yes, right.
And we've had to do that even recently on some things.
Well, that's like one thing that's 100% true is when you're a husband and wife team running a business, it's hard to separate. It's so hard to separate the two.
Yeah. There's no
personal
separation.
from business. I mean, I take her out on date night, and it's super duper hard to not start talking about business. But
to be fair, we love and we have found such satisfaction and fulfillment from growing our business to where we started to where we are. But when you're not careful about separating that, then there's no more personal relationship. It's just business, and you become partners. And I feel like we were really lucky this year. We saw this coming, and we had to have kind of a come to Jesus talk and go, okay, wait a second. We've got to refocus and restructure our priorities.